Hello, St. Joan of Arc, and happy fourth Sunday of Easter and seventh Sunday of Corona, I think it is. Anyhow, my name is J.P. Fitzgibbons, and I'm on staff here at St. Joan of Arc. And part of my responsibilities involve answering the phone calls at the desk. And so I've maybe spoken to you since I've been here for almost 10 years and a parishioner for longer than that. And it's very possible that I've spoken to many of you over these years. Today we're trying something a little new, a little different. We're asking parishioners and staff to sort of talk about how we're dealing with what's going on in this crazy time, this pandemic, if you will. And so I'm going to do that. To start, I'm one of the fortunate ones because even though our hours are shorter here at St. Joan in the office, I actually get to come in and I get to interact safely with people who call. With many questions. Sometimes people just call to talk. They have donation questions or account questions. Sometimes they're sacramental questions that I get to answer. So that's wonderful. I get to safely allow parishioners to bring food donations, and it's been remarkable how many donations we get. This week, Sabathani, I get to let Sabathani in too. Sabathani came and they were just overwhelmed with the generosity of our parish. So I thank you for that. It's just truly wonderful. I get to let Jason, our mail carrier, in every day. And so I get to see another member of our community. And that's wonderful. I'm also, in my downtimes, I get to work on a prayer shawl for our recently formed prayer shawl ministry. So those are the things that are occupying my time here. Outside of here at home, when I go to my house, I have two sort of projects that are occupying my time. I bake sourdough bread. I have a lot of flour. Some of our parishioners, Kevin and Mike, actually brought me a 50-pound bag of flour the other day. And so I'm baking like a madman. And the other project I have is I recently acquired a sewing machine, a portable sewing machine. I have 3 consoles, but I can't take them into my dining room. I got a new sewing machine, and I figured, you know what? I'm going to try and do something to offer. So I'm making masks. Because, and here's what sort of dawned on me. Before all this happened, wearing a mask was sort of a symbol of, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to protect myself from getting sick, from getting whatever's out there. This is different. It's no longer just about me, because wearing a mask is important because we have a crafty foe here. This crafty foe can attach itself to us without our knowing. We can be asymptomatic, as they're saying, and still take this crafty foe out into the community. So wearing a mask is a way to reduce that, maybe even prevent that. And so I figured I have large amounts of fabric that I've acquired over the years for projects that I really intended to do and never did. So I think I decided to use these large masses of fabrics to make masks. Because whereas before wearing a mask was about me, now wearing a mask is about we. We're part of a community. It's tough in these times when, as a faith community, one of the main tenets is to gather together, and we're being challenged right now. We can't do that. So we're staying together apart, but we still have to go out into the community to get groceries and to do things that are necessary. And when we do that, it's important to wear a mask, if nothing else, just to show the community that we're thinking about them. That no longer is it about me, it's about we. So, being a part of a faith community, I think that's really important for me to realize. It's not a sign of weakness to wear this. It's a sign of strength. It's a sign of leadership even. And so there it is. Julie Madden, our Peace and Social Justice Director, who's in charge of getting the pre-Mass speakers, was the one who sort of suggested we do this manner. And she had said, tell a story and then have a challenge for the community. So I have two challenges. The first challenge is because I'm a bit of a word nerd. I'm a kind of a grammar dork. And what I learned as a kid was when we're talking about groups of people, including myself, that I always put myself last and the other people first. And the other day on the radio, I heard someone being interviewed, and they said, in response to a question, well, they gave it to me and my family. And it made me think, because I would like to think that in that same situation, I would do what I learned as a kid and put my family first. So they gave it to my family and me. And I've kind of been noticing that a lot of people are putting themselves first. So my first challenge would just be to notice something like that. Do you notice in your own speech or in other people's speech where they put themselves first as opposed to the others? Just putting that out there. My second challenge is, because of my new project, I'm going to say, wear a mask. When you go outside and there are people around, well, for whatever reason you have to go out, have a mask with you. Because it is that outward sign that we care for our community. It is no longer a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. We can honor the courage and leadership of our patron saint, St. Joan, and be faithful warriors in the fight against this crafty foe. So, until we figure out how to regroup again, and we will, let's stay together apart. And in the words of this new salutation that is going out, be well and be safe. God bless you, St. John's.